I've been putting this off way too much. I talked a while ago about my plans to make a Hawaiian shirt for my husband and a 1950s inspired playsuit for myself out of this tropical fabric because our vacation is coming up and we want to do a retro photo shoot at our retro themed hotel. I procrastinated so much that I now have 10 days to sew 3 garments from vintage patterns, which is probably impossible, but I'm gonna err on the side of hope and do my best. I'm gonna start by trying to sew the Hawaiian shirt for my husband and then move on to the playsuit that I chose for myself. Vintage patterns are notorious for being difficult and cryptic, and I am pretty bad at reading modern patterns. So this is a terrible combination, really a recipe for disaster, but I've committed to it, so I'm going to do my best. I'm planning today on at least piecing together this giant PDF document that I printed out that is the pattern for the Hawaiian shirt. It is that 1950s Cabana shirt and shorts set. I do not have any plans to make the shorts, but the pieces are all intermingled, so I have to tape all of the pieces together and then figure out which ones are actually shirt pieces, and hopefully I can get through at least piecing and cutting out this pattern today, maybe get to cutting out the fabric. We'll see. So this was really not bad at all. I did not give whoever remastered this vintage pattern enough credit. It was very organized. I didn't notice until I read the cover here, but it actually says pages 1 through 20 are the shorts and pages 21 through 56 are the shirts. So I didn't have to get too detailed about that. I just put out the pieces for the shirt. It was really straightforward. They're all in order and very clearly marked. They did a great job. I know that the original pattern is vintage, so I don't know if the instructions for the original pattern are as cryptic as I expect them to be, but if they're anything like how the person remastered it, then this should be okay, I think. It looks pretty boxy, which I'm glad about. There's apparently only one size, or maybe I picked a size. I don't remember. I printed this a long time ago. Either way, the construction doesn't look overly complicated. Oh my god, why did I say that? So I found the instructions. Funny enough, 2 pages of instructions for a 56-page PDF. But I did also notice on the front of the packet, it does say the finished measurements for the shirt, and it is right around my husband's size range. Plus, it's supposed to be oversized as this sort of Cabana Hawaiian style shirt thing. So even though these look monstrously huge, I'm gonna go with it. I don't know enough about sewing to make major decisions at the beginning like that. So I'll get into it, see how it looks, and hopefully not massively mess it up, you know. so far these instructions are pretty great. Even though they're vintage, it was definitely rewritten and reformatted by someone today. However, the first quirk I've run into for my vintage pattern is there's no indication of what size or how many buttons I need. It says the suggested notions are matching thread and buttons, but it doesn't say how many. So I have to pull out the pattern pieces and count the buttonholes. I have 6 small brown, 4 large brown, 6 small black, which I don't think would work for this. But I do have 8 large white, but I really like the brown better. The white doesn't super go with the fabric. Oh, I really like the brown. I might just use the small ones for the front of the shirt and the big ones for the pockets. Because I really like this brown color with the fabric. Almost immediately, we are back to my literal nightmare, which is I need to make buttonholes. I've got my practice fabric out, and I got a good amount of it here, so hopefully there's enough in this strip for the amount of practice buttonholes I'm going to need based on experience. All right, so I'm done for the day. I did complete everything in step 1, which is all pocket bits and kind of setting up for the buttons. You can see there's like interfacing here, and I did do the little seam along the edge that is going to get turned in further, and it's going to make a strengthened button band, but no huge hurdles, and I feel like I'm in a good spot to come back and keep going tomorrow. Welcome back. I didn't get any work done on this project yesterday because I was editing videos for a much longer time than I thought I would have to be, but I'm caught up with that. I'm back. I am hopeful that I can get so much done today. Last time was the first time in a very long time where I worked on a sewing project for an extended period of time and didn't hit any huge hiccups, didn't mess up and have to backtrack and get really frustrated. It was actually almost inspiring. So I'm genuinely a little bit excited to get back to this today and see how it goes. actually doing pretty good at this. No big hitches yet. There is one tiny hitch, and that's that I cut the yoke facing a little wonky, and you can see this raw edge sticks out for just a little bit, but I can finagle it to lay flat such that this flap covers it. So I am going to hand fell just this section just to keep it in place. And there we have it. A little messy, but at least the facing won't, peep open. So here's where we are. Other than that one little gap that I felt closed, I've had no issues so far. I'm basically done except for the hemming on the sleeves and all along the front and the bottom. Like, I can't believe how much I've accomplished today. I think I'm having fun sewing, which it's been a really long time since I've enjoyed a sewing project. This is really fun, knock on wood. I hope nothing goes south. But it's going smoothly right now. I'm gonna take a break and have some lunch and come back and maybe finish this today. I kind of can't wrap my head around it. I finally did find a crucial mistake. The directions for the collar were not what I thought they were, so I did take the collar off and I have to try to redo it and reattach it. I kind of think I understand how to do it this time, but it's going to take some experimentation to make sure I have it right. This is much more like it. I'm catching on slowly, but I'm catching on. And this time I don't have to fell it down because I did the collar correctly, or correctly enough. This is fun. Even the buttonholer went smoothly. Not one hitch. I'm on a roll. All I have to do is sew the buttons on. This is incredible. I honestly can't believe how easy I found this. I've been dreading this project. I think a lot of credit is due to the person that remastered this pattern. They reformatted it in a way that was much more legible, not just to the modern sewist, but just in general. It was so much clearer than any other modern sewing pattern that I've done, any other sewing pattern that I've done, period. I'm genuinely excited for my husband to come home today so I can show it to him because this is genuinely the most finessed finished object I've ever created. I think it's so much more polished than any other sewing project I've ever attempted, and I'm super happy with how it came out. That said, I've still got to do my own outfit. I think this one really gave me my sojo back a little bit. I'm excited about it. I've got all day tomorrow off, and I'm definitely going to do the skirt first. Firstly, because I think the skirt is simpler. I think the top looks a little complex, especially with the scalloped edges that it has along the front. And secondly, because worst case scenario, even if the skirt takes me a whole week, I can wear the skirt with kind of a generic blouse and it won't be that noticeable. But at least the skirt is made out of the same pattern that matches my husband's shirt. We'll look good together.
If I can get the top done as well, all the better. I think it'll look so much cuter that way, but I don't want to bank on that. I want to do it in the most logical manner, anticipating the worst outcome. So tomorrow I'm going to get started on the skirt, and I'll show you that in its own video, I think, because I want to leave this one on a happy note. Not that I expect the next video won't go as well, but I don't normally feel this proud of a project. So I just want to put out one video where I am happy with the entire process. There was no whining in this one. There was no confusion or aggravation. I started a project and I finished it in 2 days, and I love the result. So here it is. I hope you like it, and I hope you tune in for the other half of this series, which is hopefully as sunny and well wrapped up as this one. Thanks. See you next time.